What's up, Wolfpack fam? It's your boy, Kid, back at it again. Hope you're doing well. Continuing my awesome journey of Dad's Army alongside Captain Mannering and the rest of the boys. What adventures are going to be happening on this week's episode? I got to stay tuned to find out. Ladies and gentlemen, go get your snacks, because snacks is not included, damn it. You got to bring your own. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Free to do. Helps out the channel tremendously. Shout out to the patrons as well. As always, just thank you guys for hanging out. Appreciate that. You guys make the journey extra special, but we are having an absolute blast watching this show. Just looking forward to seeing another episode. So that's what we got to do today. Let's get it. Snacks not included. Let's freaking go.
Off to town on the A21, but he comes home each evening and he's ready with his gun. So who do you think you are kidding, Mr. Hitler, if you think old England's done?
What are you doing, Wilson?
I'm just tidying up the sandbags, sir.
Well, don't leave it on my desk like that.
I'm so sorry. I beg your pardon. Oh.
Now look what you're doing.
I'm so sorry. I'm sorry.
Spilling sand all over the floor.
No, it's not easy.
Mannering.
What is it, Pike?
Mr. Jones outside in the bank.
Yeah.
Well, he's paid out in his takings, £15, 6 and 4 pence.
Yeah.
But he's presented this cheque for £3, 2 and 6.
Ask him to come in, will you, please?
Yes, Mr. Mannering.
Perhaps I ought to go, sir.
No, it's rather a delicate matter, this. I want you to stay here. Stay where you are, please.
Yeah, right.
Only don't make that crunching noise.
Very sorry, sir. There's sand, you see, all over the floor.
Well, stand somewhere else.
Well, you asked me to stay where I was.
Look, stand over there, will you?
Right.
Can't win.
Mr. Jones? Yes?
Morning. Morning, Jones.
Morning, Mr. Wilson.
Morning.
Captain Mannering.
Will you bring Mr. Jones a statement, please?
Yes, Mr. Mannering.
Pike. Sit down, Jones.
Now, Jonesy. There you are. Right.
Now, Jones, this cheque you've just presented for £3, 2 and 6.
Yes, it's my staff wages for the week, you see. I know it's a lot of money, but you've got to pay staff well these days, otherwise you can't keep them.
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry, I can't cash it.
Why not?
Insufficient funds.
Well, can't you get some more?
I really don't understand. You have not got sufficient funds to meet the cheque.
Well, give me back my £15, 6 and 4 pence I just put in.
I can't do that. As you say, you've just paid it in.
Well, I want it back. It's my money.
The only way you could get it back would be by making a cheque out.
All right, then I'll make a cheque out.
No, I can't cash it. You've insufficient funds.
Well, I don't understand.
Look, didn't you receive a letter from the bank?
What bank?
This bank.
Here. Mr. Jones's statement. Brought your coffee in as well, Mr. Mannering.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, yes.
Oh, and the cheque stubs.
Yes. Don't crunch about like that.
I can't help crunching about. There's sand on the floor, isn't there?
Well, sweep it up.
Why should I have to sweep the sand up? Of course, sweep the sand up.
Pike!
Here. Hang on a minute. I did get the letter from the bank on Tuesday.
Why didn't you open it?
Well, I meant to open it, and then I got an urgent load of offal in, you see, sir. You've got to concentrate when you get an urgent load of offal. I'll just have a look at it now.
Well, you needn't bother. I can tell you what's in it.
Oh, you can't do that, Mr. Mannering. If this is a letter from the bank, it's addressed to me as private.
Jones, I wrote it. Just a minute. What do we do? What's happening here? Pike, what are you doing?
Sorry, Mr. Mannering. I'll put you back.
You stupid boy. The point is, Jones, that for the last few months you've had an overdraft of £50, and it's not getting any less. And I just can't let it go on any longer.
Well, look here, Mr. Mannering. I'm sorry to reiterate myself, but what about the £15, 6 and 4 that I just put in?
Well, yes, but this cheque that you paid to the United Meat Supply has just been presented. So that takes care of that. That's right, isn't it, Pike?
Huh? Oh, hang on. 15 pounds.
Oh, no.
So, you see, Jones, We have a problem. We'll just go through these checks, Wilson.
Yes, all right, sir, yes.
Right.
Right.
Oh. That's a very nice cup of coffee.
Thank you, Mr. Mainwaring. Thank you.
I bet the Germans are not drinking coffee like this, eh? What's that stuff they drink, you call?
Ersatz coffee. It's made out of acorns.
We're drinking good stuff like this. Oh, well, that's what we're fighting for.
None but the best.
Very good. You can take that away now, Pike.
Yes, Miss Mainwaring, thank you.
Must have been the brown sugar that made it taste so nice.
Brown sugar?
How that boy ever got his school certificate, I'll never know.
He's great.
Now, what's the first check, Wilson?
It's rather difficult to read, sir. It's got a brown stain on it, you see.
Oh, that's a liver stain.
How do you explain that?
Well, liver always leaves a brown stain.
Now, look, can you pay back this £50 overdraft?
No.
Have you any sort of security?
No.
Well, you're rapidly becoming insolvent. What are you going to do about it?
Well, I suppose I could keep the checks away from the meat.
Oh, no. I'm not talking about liver stains. Look, Jones, I'm sorry. But until this £50 overdraft is paid off, the bank can no longer honour your checks.
You couldn't do that to me, Mr. Mainwaring.
It's not I who is doing it to you. It's the bank, and I'm merely the servant of the bank to carry out the policy of the bank. Isn't that so, Wilson?
That's so, sir, yes. Merely the servant.
And now, if you'll excuse me, I'm very busy, Jones.
Oh, well, thank you for being very helpful, yes. Thank you, sir. I'll just go home and I'll have a bit of a think. That's right. I'll go back to my shop and I'll have a think.
Dear, dear. Aren't you being a little bit harsh on him, sir?
I don't think I enjoy that sort of thing, do you?
I've really no idea.
Look, if I let him have an overdraft without security, everybody will say it's simply because he's a member of my platoon.
But all the same, it'd be a terrible thing if poor old Jonesy were to go bankrupt.
I realise that. What can I do?
You know, sir, every day I walk up the high street to work, and as I pass those little shops, a nice, friendly, warm atmosphere seems to come wafting out. I mean, even from that dreadful fellow Hodges' greengrocers. And then I stroll on a little bit further, and I pass Fraser's funeral parlour. And then before I cross the road to come to the bank, there's Jones's butcher shop. White tiles all gleaming and shining. And old Jones there, standing there with his straw hat on and wearing his striped apron and giving me a cheery wave. You know, sir, it sort of, I don't know, sort of sets me up for the day. I feel it's my time, see?
This guy kills me.
Yes.
Yes.
You know, I envy you, Wilson.
In what way, sir?
I wish I could afford to be sentimental. But I take your point. And as soon as the bank's closed, we'll go over to Jones's shop and see if we can sort this mess out.
Awfully nice of you, sir.
I'm not a hard man, really, you know. It's just that some men are born to be leaders. Some men are born to be led. And I wish that, like you, I had time for the simple things in life. Unfortunately, I have to bear the whole burden. Yeah, that reminds me. It's Tuesday, isn't it?
Tuesday?
Rock cakes.
Rock cakes?
Today's the day they have rock cakes at the medical tea room.
Good heavens, I better go over there at once. I mean,
Right.
there won't be any left.
Off you go, quickly as you can, and I'll talk to Jones.
All right, sir, yes. Yes.
Order 2 coffees and 2 rock cakes.
Right, sir, yes.
Wilson.
Yes, sir, yes.
Don't take the one with all the fruit.
The small towns are the, you know, shops, the heart of the town. Like this.
Oh, Mr. Mannering, it's very nice of you to come round personally. When I left your bank this morning, I was a broken man, but when I got your telephone call, I knew I wasn't alone in my trouble.
Well, we're doing the best we can for you, Jones. And we're a pretty formidable team. We've got the whole financial genius of my bank here. And don't suck your thumb, boy. Now, where do you keep your books?
Ah, right, sir. Over here in the gas desk, sir. There we are, in here, sir.
All right,
sir.
I'll just go there.
Can't you get out, hello?
Frank.
Jesus, Pike.
Come on, Wilson.
Right, sir, coming. Oh.
Oh, brother.
Oh, get out, Wilson.
What?
Get out.
It's not easy, you know.
Now, what's all this stuff? What's
Oh,
this?
that's Mrs. Johnson's cardigan, sir. Just when I open the cold room door, there's a nasty draught. You can put it on if you like.
No, thanks. Here you are.
That's Mrs. Johnson's knitting.
Yes, and this.
That's Mrs. Johnson's bismuth tablets. Right, sir, I'll leave you to get on with it then,
right.
sir. Right, sir.
Jones. Jones. I say Jones.
Yes, sir.
Jones. Where?
Where are you, sir?
Jones.
Yes, sir. What, sir?
Look, Jones, where are you? Oh, look, Jones.
Oh,
What's this thing? Get it out.
that's Mrs. Johnson's flypaper, sir. She's a highly hygienic lady, Mrs. Johnson. You've got to be hygienic when you work in a butcher's shop, you know, sir.
Get it off, Pike, will you?
Yes, Miss Mannering, all right. Sorry, but hang on, bit of water.
Not with that.
Cut it off.
Get your books and things out of there. Spread them on the counter so that I can sort them out, will you?
Oh, shit.
I'll stop that out of your wages.
Oh,
I want the invoice book, I want the ledger, I want the cash book, I want the day book, and I want the post book.
Right, here it is.
That's all you got.
Well, there's several pages in there, sir.
What's this?
Oh, sorry, that's a mistake.
Oh, no. Bring the rest out.
Yes, very good, sir. Right, sir.
In all my years as a bank manager, I've never seen such slapdash methods.
Well, it seems to work all right, sir. I mean, it balances out all right.
Yes, that's not the point, is it? That's not the proper way to do it.
Here we are, sir. Here we are, that's the lot.
All right, now, let's see. You go through these, Wilson.
Right, sir.
And you go through these, Pike.
Yes, Miss Mannering.
Here, Jonesy, here. This check here. It's dated 1491.
Sorry, that's a mistake. I meant to write 1941, yes. I was in a bit of a tiz that day.
It must have been.
Don't! What are these figures?
Oh, usual pound, shillings and pence, sir.
No. These little men on the back of the check stubs.
Oh, that must be Raymond the boy, yes, that's right. Boys get up to all sorts of larks, you know, look at that.
Have a look, Mr. Jones.
You are.
Hey, look, Mr. Mannering, this is how it works, see. Get hold of it like that. There's a little man, flick him over, see, and he's running along.
Ah, yes.
He lands on the ground again. It's good, isn't it?
Love it.
Yeah.
He's running along, and he jumps over.
Don't give it to me, boys, in the game.
Come on, bro.
Now, there's only one thing to do. I shall have to take all this home and do a proper audit. Find something for me to put them in, will you, Jones?
Get your nice carrier bag, sir.
Oh, don't worry, Mr. Jones. Look, there's a box here. Put him in that. Get rid of that.
Those are my meat coupons. I spend hours and hours sorting those out.
You stupid boy.
Ay.
You march along.
The man has been very helpful, you know, but I'm still worried to death. He says I'm insolvent. He's taken all my books away. He's going to do a complete audit it.
Are you mad? Let Mannering poke his nose into your affairs. Once that bank's got their hands on you, they'll squeeze you and squeeze you. You're doomed, doomed.
Hello. You're back late, sir?
Yes. I've only just finished going through Jones's accounts. He really is in the most terrible mess.
Yeah.
And I still can't find that £50. Better have him in here.
All right, sir. I'll go and give him a shot.
Just a minute. No, I don't want the rest of the platoon to know. You must be very discreet about this. I'll go and get him. Just run through that statement, will you, that I've drawn up?
All right, sir.
Pardon?
If it's about you making him bankrupt, we know.
Very suggestive, sir. You think all my friends could come in the office too? They might be able to help.
Well, yes, all right, but if...
Come on.
Good ride. It's got backup.
Keeping you in charge, Private Sponge.
So?
Don't interrupt me unless something absolutely vital happens.
What sort of vital, sir?
Or like the arrival of the tea.
Mannering?
Yes?
Excuse me, I'm Mr. Swan. I keep the grocer's shop
Mr.
in the
what?
High Street. Mr. Swan.
Oh, yes.
I keep the grocer's shop in the High Street.
Yeah.
I tried to reach you at the bank today. I must speak to you. It's very important.
Well, but what is it?
Well, not in front of all these people. It's very embarrassing.
Oh, you'll have to pull yourself together. I've got a very important meeting in here. Excuse me.
Well, it's embarrassing to him, not to me.
I'll be as brief as possible. I've made out a balance sheet, and Wilson will give you the facts.
It seems to me, though, Jonesy, that your business is just about ticking over, you see. And that's all. The only snag being the £50 overdraft that you owe to the bank.
So, we shall just all have to rally round and see how best to help you. Now, for the purposes of this discussion, I shall be wearing 3 hats. One as your commanding officer, one as your bank manager, and one as your friend.
Heaven help us.
Excuse me, sir. Which sort of hat will you be wearing as his friend?
It's a hypothetical hat, Dodger. Now, the first thing to do is examine your assets.
Captain Mannering, are you now wearing your commanding officer's hat, your bank manager's hat, or your friendly hat?
The bank manager's hat.
Oh, well, just as long as we know, sir. And it's a bit confusing if you're not actually wearing the hat, you see.
Shall I run along to your house and pick up your bowler?
Be quiet, Pikes. I'll send you home. Read out the assets, Wilson.
First of all, yes, there's the van.
Oh, yeah, I don't
I should say £10 for the van.
Right.
No, man, I don't. If he sells Jones's van, the platoon will have no transport.
Ah, that's very true, yes. All right, we'll buy the van from him.
Right.
Put it down at £9.
That's a £9.
If you do that, Captain Mannering, I shan't have any business left.
Look, I'm trying to help you, Jones. I'm speaking as your friend.
Well, you don't sound very friendly.
What do you suggest?
Well, I don't know, Captain Mannering, but I can't bring myself to squeeze those orphans.
Squeeze the orphans?
Yes, sir, you see, I supply meat to the orphanage and I haven't had any bills paid for 3 months. So there's exactly £50 worth there.
Oh, really? This is the limit. I've spent hours of my precious time trying to find that £50, and you're walking about with the bills in your pocket.
Yeah, well, I know I should have told you, but I can't think of those poor little orphans starving. They haven't got any mothers or fathers, you know.
I'm aware of what an orphan is, Jones.
Sir, the vicar's a trustee of the orphanage. Perhaps he could help.
Is he? That's a good idea. Go and get him, Pike.
He won't like being disturbed this time of night.
Nonsense. Only 9:30. Go and get him.
All right, be on your head. I don't mind.
Captain Mannering, I do hope this matter that you want to discuss with me about the orphanage is really important. I strongly object to being dragged out of my bed in the middle of the night.
Middle of the... It isn't even dark yet, Vicar.
That's got nothing to do with it. 1 hour before 12 is worth 2 after.
That's right. His Reverence must have his 8 hours.
Just a minute. What's he doing here? I don't want him poking his nose into my business. He's a troublemaker.
I am not a troublemaker. I'm here in my capacity.
Mr. Yateman is a treasurer to the orphanage. He assists me in every way.
The point is, Vicar, that Mr. Jones is in severe financial trouble. Because the orphanage has not paid his meat bills for several months, he's owed £50.
It's not my fault. It's Miss Twelvetree's.
Miss Twelvetree's?
I haven't had a cheque from her for 5 months.
This is a very delicate situation for me, Miss Twelvetree's. But I understand that you're in the habit of donating a cheque to the orphanage every month. But for the last few months, they've received nothing.
That's right, Mr. Mannering. You see, I own a small shop in the High Street, and I donate the £10 a month rent to the orphanage. But for the past 5 months, I have received nothing.
So you're owed £50. You've asked the rent, of course.
Oh, yes, several times. But my tenant is such a nice, kind, religious man. I don't want to push him too hard. You see, he's so very, very poor.
What's this I hear about you being so very, very poor?
Poor. Very poor indeed.
What about this £50 rent you owe to Miss Twelvetree's?
I just got a wee bit behind, that's all. I had the £50 ready to give her, to pay her, but I lent it to somebody else.
To who?
Mind your own business. Don't go putting your nose in my affairs. You're not squeezing me like you did old Jonesy. That's all. See you on parade.
I love that guy. That's funny.
I've never seen such a web of intrigue in all my life. But I intend to get to the bottom of it if it's the last thing I do.
Well, now, ladies and gentlemen, it's extremely good of you all to turn up this afternoon like this, and I'm quite sure that Captain Mannering won't keep you too long.
What's all the mystery?
Well, Captain Mannering will make it quite clear when he arrives.
Yeah, well, he'd better hurry up. I haven't got all day, you know. I'm on duty in half an hour.
Yeah, all right.
Hey, Uncle Arthur.
Yes.
Mr. Mannering found out what's happened to that £50 yet?
As a matter of fact, I think he has.
Exciting, isn't it?
Yes, right.
It's just like that film, innit? Yeah, Charlie Chan investigates. Do you remember? There's all these guests in a country house for the weekend, and one of them gets murdered. Well, at the end of the film, Charlie Chan gets them all in a big drawing room round a table like this, and he says, "One of you is a murderer. Very soon, I shall reveal the identity." Hey, do you think Mr. Mannering will do it like a Chinaman?
Don't be silly, Frank, please.
I'm dying.
Ah, so.
See?
Well, it's very good of you to come, ladies and gentlemen. Won't keep you long.
He's just said all that, Napoleon. Get on with it.
Very well, I'll come to the point. Yesterday, Mr. Jones informed me that he could not pay the £50 overdraft back to the bank because he, in turn, was owed it by the vicar. The vicar was unable to pay because it was owed to him by Miss Twelvetree's. Miss Twelvetree's could not pay because she was waiting for it to come from Fraser. And you, Fraser, had already lent it to somebody else. That somebody else was you, Godfrey.
Oh, dear.
Godfrey then, in turn, lent it to Sergeant Wilson.
Is all this necessary? I mean, it really is frightfully embarrassing.
There's no need to be ashamed of it, any of you. I mean, you all acted with the best possible motives. Now, the point is, what did Sergeant Wilson want the money for? And this brings me to the missing factor, X, which is you, Hodges.
Whoa! What are you talking about, Mannering?
I intend to show that by your greed, and profiteering, you are responsible for this whole miserable affair.
Oh, very clever, Mannering. And just how do you intend to prove it?
I knew it. I knew Hodges would turn out to be the murderer.
Just keep quiet. Come in, Mrs. Pike.
Mum?
Take a seat, please.
Thank you, Captain Mannering.
What's she doing here?
You'll find out soon enough. Now then, Mrs. Pike, would you mind repeating what you told me a little while ago?
Well, Mr. Hodges there, he's my landlord. And about a year ago, he told me that he was going to increase the rent on my house from £1 a week to £2. Well, of course, I told him I couldn't possibly afford it. But he said not to worry about it. I could owe it to him. But then last week, he asked me to go for a drink with him to the Red Lion. And he told me that I owed him £50 back rent, but that he'd forget all about it if I was nice to him.
Whoa!
Will you excuse me just for a moment, sir? Would you mind awfully standing up?
Oh my God! Holy moly!
All right, sir, carry on when you like.
He's getting laid.
You're mad! That's criminal assault, that is! I'll sue you! I'll have you for every penny!
Oh, be quiet, Hodges. Making such a fuss about a little tap like that.
Little tap?
Carry on, please, Mrs. Pike.
Oh, then I just told Sergeant Wilson, that I needed £50 for the back rent.
If I were you, Hodges, I'd give that £50 back to Mrs. Pike. You'd no right to put up the rent, and you know you hadn't.
I'll do nothing of the sort. It's my property, and I'll charge what I want for it.
Oh, no, you won't. I shall report you to the Chamber of Commerce, and I'll throw you out on your ear.
And as a member of the Chamber of Commerce, I second that.
And I third it.
You're not a shopkeeper. Shut up.
All right, I'll pay it back.
Go on, then give it to Mum now. Go on, go on.
Look, I don't carry £50 in cash around with me.
There's £50 here. All you have to do is give me a cheque for it.
I haven't got a cheque.
I have.
Yeah.
I've made it out cash to your account. All you have to do is sign it.
Go on.
Yeah, you mangy Bluebeard.
You can sneer, but I've admired Mrs. Pike for years, and she won't even look at me. Treats me like dirt, just because she's besotted with him.
Hit him again, Uncle Arthur.
Yeah.
Would you care to have another one?
No.
Well, just get on with it, then.
Here's the £50.
Here you are, Mavis. Sorry, Mrs. Pike.
There you are, Arthur.
Mavis, thank you.
Thank you
All right.
for everything.
All right, Mavis. All right. There you are, my dear fellow. Godfrey.
Oh, well, thank you. And thank you, Mr. Fraser.
Don't mention it. Yours, dear madam.
Thank you, Mr. Fraser. You're such a good, honest, religious man. There you are.
Well, thank you, Miss Twelvetrees. There you are, Mr. Jones, your £50.
Just a minute, Your Reverence. I'm the treasurer. It's my job to give the money to Mr. Jones. Here you are, Mr. Jones.
Here you are, Captain Mannering, sir. Now we're all square.
Thank you, Jones.
I must speak to you, Mr. Mannering.
What?
Remember me? Swan the grocer.
Oh, yes. What is it?
Well, it's been embarrassing in front of all these people.
You know, your trouble is you're too sensitive. Come on, spit it out.
Well, I'd prefer that we would go somewhere a little more private.
Oh, come along, be a man. Tell me.
Well, all right, then. Your wife hasn't paid her grocery bill for 6 months. It comes to £49, 17 shillings and sixpence, and I want it now. Now, how much have you got there?
£50.
£50. Thank you. Here's a £half-crown change. I'll send you the receipt. Good afternoon.
Here, I say. Just a moment. Just a minute. That money belongs to the bank.
Don't worry, sir. Give yourself a loan. Treat yourself to an overdraft.
Let's go. Dope episode. Banger. Ladies and gentlemen, an absolute banger, dope episode. We're going to talk about it. Thank you for hanging out. Plenty of funny moments, some great memorable ones that we are going to remember. But that smack is going to be one I am going to cherish. Hold on a second, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for hanging out. Ladies and gentlemen, hopefully you enjoyed that episode. I felt like this was an absolute banger episode, from start to finish. I think there was plenty of funny moments here. And, when Wilson was sitting down, having kind of like the discussion with, Captain Mannering about, like his walking, when he's walking outside and he's seeing Fraser's shop and Jonesy, et cetera, et cetera. And, it kind of makes this day and stuff. You really think about, and I can only speak for my community. And, when you have these shops or these small shops or these, we call it mom and pop shops. And, you become, friends with those people, you be cool with them and stuff. They're really like the heart and soul of your town or your, wherever you live. And, to just the thought of, my boy Jonesy potentially could go bankrupt, even thinking of shutting down, et cetera, et cetera. That made me not feel good in my stomach, man. I was feeling so sad for my boy. But, those towns, when you have all these small shops and then they start changing with all these stupid changes. I can't speak for everyone else, but then they start getting replaced by stupid chains like Starbucks and Dunkin' Donuts and everything. You start really losing the soul of the town, the coolness of it. So, with my place here and shit, like this shit has changed. Not really for the better and stuff, but I miss the old stuff, you know what I mean? So when you see this happening here, I would never want any of these places to shut down. But let me know you guys got similar experiences where you had a lot of, shops that dear to you, and then they're now getting replaced by stupid stuff. It'd be interesting to see what you guys, how things have changed a little bit more. But, I really do enjoy those mom and pop shops. I got very few left, and unfortunately, I don't know that they'll be here forever, but, you'll remember the stuff. So sometimes you could watch a show and it kind of triggers something else, but I really, really enjoyed this episode. So does anybody fancy a cuppa from my boy, Pikey? Let me know in the comments down below. Kind of a, interesting sugar choice there. And again, I'm not much of a tea guy like that. I have tried in the past, and I tried to get into it, then I stopped, and, I don't know if it's ever going to be a tea thing for me, where I'm going to enjoy it like every day kind of thing. But I think just coffee's my jam, you know what I mean? But I don't think that I would like Pikes, tea, man. That shit was not looking right, man, but I loved it. He's a smart bloke, at the same time, does goofy stuff, and just like my boy Jonesy, they do little silly stuff, stupid stuff sometimes. So when he's, you got Captain Mary, he's like, sweep up the shit, sweep up the sand, man. He's doing what he's at, his ass, but it's how he does it, which is funny. He's spinning them around like they, what I mean? Like a merry-go-round. He's like, I'll spin you back. Oh, he just hits himself, man. Typical Pike. I felt like, did he do that shit on purpose? I felt like he did that on purpose for all the times he's like, Pike, you stupid boy. Oh, man. But Jonesy was in quite the dilemma, quite the pickle, quite the scenario. I loved how, when you, again, got these small shops in the neighborhood, and everybody pretty much in the neighborhood, you help one another out. Again, this is what I'm talking about with the changers and shit, less of that, I got neighbors that just don't like me now, they give me the side eye, the evil eye, And I'm like, yo, I've been living here a long time. You new to my area here, but you know, it's weird. Now you got people here moving here that they think they run shit, you know. So it's weird times here, but nah, I'm the OG. So anyways, you know, enough of my rant here and stuff. I got some shitty ass neighbors, okay? And I don't care if they hear me too. You know, let them hear me, man. We got some shitty ass neighbors. But anyway, enough of my stupidness here. I think it was such a great episode. The scenes here, you know, Jonesy talking about the money situation, you know, and being in this pickle was quite the entertaining episode. I think this was a very strong episode. Again, you know, we don't got our boy Walker. You know what I mean? I do miss him. You know what I mean? He's such a great character, great actor that, you know, he is missed. But I think this episode does a great job, you know, of just bringing everybody together. You know, having this community atmosphere. You know, this kind of family aspect as well, you know, which I really do love. So when people are coming together and they're helping for, you know, a good cause into another good cause and another good cause, man, it's beautiful to see. But how about the smack that is heard around the world right now, at least for me? Wow, when he got up, when Wilson got up, and he told him to stand up, I already knew, because that is how any scenario would happen in real life. Like, yeah, get up for a second, man. So that was one of the most gangster stuff, and it's a clear sign, obviously, that he loves, you know, Mrs. Pike, Mavis. But he's getting laid tonight, ladies and gentlemen. The way that she was looking at him, oh, Arthur, you know what I mean? He's getting laid tonight. He is gonna have himself a happy time there. And I love that Pike was like, smack him again, man. Typical Pike, man. He loves the action and the movie scenes, man. The movies that he's talking about. He had obviously his funny moment, Pike describing the movie, man. That was a crazy ass moment, funny moment there. And man, this episode, I mean, is up there for me right now. It's a really good episode, and you know, I'm just looking forward to seeing more, man. You know, it's always good interactions with Hodges. He's a character that you kind of love and hate at the same time. He ticks you off, you know. But the band coming together, the band of brothers, I like to think of too. You know, it's just beautiful to see. So I love this show. So, you know, we've just been rocking with it. It has been an absolute gem to watch. You know, beautiful moments, funny moments, you know, sad moments, and you just always rooting for your boys to, you know, come out on top. So I'm glad at the end of the, you know, the long table that everything got solved, you know, and you know, Mannering, hey, you just spit it out, man. Man up, man up. Well, sometimes be careful what you wish for, man. I loved it. I love that little surprise there. But obviously we knew that guy had something to say, but there's no way to know that, you know, what is going to come out that dude's mouth. So great moment there. Gave him change, man. And man, I think that we just ended on a good episode. So you guys let me know if you enjoyed this episode down below. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Free to do. Helps out the channel tremendously. Sorry for the rant. Sorry if we sound a little nasally. I got my allergies kicking off a little bit, or it's coming. But yeah, that season is here a little bit for me. So I'm going to be sounding all whack now and shit. But thank you guys for accompanying me on this journey. Have a fantastic weekend. As always, more content ahead, more Dad's Army, more shows, etc., continuing shows. So thank you for, you know, just accompanying me. We'll see you soon. Peace out. Take care. Be well. Peace.